What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another review. AG Legend back here again, and I have a friend with me this time.
BMX Dream.
And we're going to talk about Unbreakable, written and directed by M. Night Shyamalan, starring Bruce Willis and Samuel L. Jackson. We're going to give you our overall thoughts on this movie and tell you how we thought about it. I have now seen this movie, I think, at least 3 or 4 times now, and the more I see it, the more I continue to really like this movie. I like Shyamalan's take. This is a superhero movie, but it's a grounded, realistic take of a superhero movie. You know, this movie came out in the year 2000, so this thing is like 20 years ahead of its time when you put it against movies of today's genre, where it's like it's a character study. Picture Superman, and he doesn't even know he's Superman. To quote Tarantino, this movie is a story about Superman, and he doesn't know he's Superman. It's a very interesting concept, and you put it in the real world. You make it grounded, you make it realistic, and for the most part, I think Shyamalan hit it out of the park.
Done in some aspects, to me, in a Tarantino kind of way, because they start off kind of with the ending a little bit, and then they kind of work their way back, piece things together, and find out a little more.
Well, the whole beginning of this movie is that it takes place on this train, and the train the train goes through a horrible accident in which David Dunn, Bruce Willis's character, is the only survivor.
Right.
And people can't really figure out how
he's
not only did he survive, how he pretty much came out of that thing scot-free. No bruises, no broken bones, no damages, no nothing.
Yeah.
And throughout the course of the movie, everything starts to get pieced together. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, we find out that he was in an automobile accident when he was in college.
Right.
And
that's a football star.
Yes, and he did not have any scars.
He didn't have anything on him.
Exactly, no scars at all from that. We do find out that, you know, he does have his weaknesses. You know, he's afraid of drowning. He has a weakness of drowning, fear of drowning, so he can't swim. And we also have the Samuel L. Jackson counterpart, the other side of the coin. Yeah. Who Samuel L. Jackson, I told you, he's pretty much Lex Luthor. Yeah. He's the mastermind behind it. As the movie progresses, we find out that Glass mentions, Elijah Price mentions that there were 2 specific events aside from the train incident that took place, which was a plane incident and a apartment building incident. And we find out at the end that he orchestrated those events because he's trying to find his counterpart. He's trying to find his Superman, if you will. Right. And that just makes him a very dangerous individual, too. How he's willing to sacrifice lives for, like, this... just to find someone
pretty
like
much
him.
Trivial cause.
No. Just to find somebody like him. Because the whole thing with Elijah Price that he breaks like glass. Right. He has a very bone condition where if
he sustains an impact,
you like,
boom, my shoulder would have been broken.
Exactly. Like, but I like how that plays into his psyche as well. How it in his mind it makes him feel alone and isolated. Right. And we actually see that in the flashbacks when he was a kid. Yeah, he refuses to go outside because the kid, they call me Mr. Glass. Yeah, and they were. And it's also in that scene where his mother got him into comic books. That's how he developed this knowledge of the genre. Right. So I like all that stuff. I thought all that stuff was really well handled. I also like the family drama is also really well done as well. I like how David Dunn's going through a shaky marriage with his wife. I like how he and his son have a distant relationship, but as the movie progresses, they start to have a very close relationship.
They start to form a bond.
Yeah, exactly. I like all this stuff. And I like how it's the son who is encouraging his father to accept who he is. I thought that was handled really great. Yeah. I think the performances are really well done. Though there are some instances where the dialogue delivery can be a little clunky.
A little bit.
I think a lot of people in this movie are a little melodramatic in this thing. Everyone's like in a whisper when they talk.
Yeah. Bruce Willis especially. Yeah. Like, a couple lines of dialogue, he was like...
Yeah, it's like
what?
It's like, and I'm not a huge Shyamalan fan, and the movies I have seen, they're very little. This one and Split, probably the best ones I've seen. Sixth Sense is okay, is not that bad either. But yeah, like some of the dialogue delivery can be like a little melodramatic, and everyone's like they're talking like a stage whisper. It's really weird. Not everyone is like very all mellowed out. It's like there's no energy to it. Right. I will say that there are some camera angles that I actually kind of like. Yeah. I think my favorite one is gonna be at the end with the curtain. How the camera's like behind a curtain and you see it like the wind blowing back and forth, and it keeps going.
Oh yeah, that was an awesome one.
Yeah, that's when he fights the Orange Man. Who's,
the Orange Man.
Yeah.
We don't know
which we don't need to know who he is. He's a killer. He's a murderer.
Yeah, exactly.
He home invaded, killed the parents, and nearly killed the kids.
Yeah.
And the reason how David Dunn found that out is because he has like a sixth sense. Like if he touches somebody or if someone bumps into him, he can like sense what they have done or something like that, or what they're going to do.
Right.
Which is a pretty interesting.
That's an awesome power.
It is a power. It is
awesome gift.
But I like how this movie keeps all grounded in like some semblance of science. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I said, this is a realistic take on the superhero, on like a superhero mythos.
Definitely. It's not like Superman. He was born on the planet Krypton. He's part Kryptonian. Like this is more, like you say, more down to earth, more grounded.
Yeah.
So it's definitely, to me, it's kind of a refreshing change of pace in a way.
Oh, it is. And like I said, this movie's 20 years ahead of its time.
It really is.
This is like the superhero genre in the year 2000 was still very fresh. Mm-hmm. X-Men had just came out, so that really got the ball rolling. But in the year 2002 is when the boom really happened because Spider-Man was a major success.
Right.
But this movie coming out in that time period, like I said, it's ahead of its time. This is like the first superhero movie to be centered as a drama, if you will.
Right.
Kind of like Logan's a superhero drama. This is a superhero drama, a very grounded superhero genre. And I use that term a lot because this is a very grounded movie. The way Shyamalan shoots it, he shoots it as if this could happen to you in your own backyard.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, David Dunn, they live in like a small...
It can happen to anybody.
Yeah. The family lives in what? This small apartment in Philadelphia.
Yep.
David Dunn works security at the local football stadium.
Yeah.
Everything is just all like close-knit. The schools, everything's all close-knit. It's a grounded reality, which I thought he pulled off fairly well.
Yeah.
All right.
Definitely.
Oh, I just rambled on forever. I'm going to let this guy now tell you his 2 cents on what he felt about this thing.
Well, I have not seen I have not been fortunate enough to see the M. Night Shyamalan movies.
Why?
I don't know why. But this movie was really good. Like you said, very well done. Dialogue, like you said, very, very wonky. But I like the dynamic between, initially the struggling marriage between Bruce Willis's character and his wife and his son, and I
actually like how they don't flat out say it; they imply it. I like that.
It's mostly body language, as you were saying during the movie. It was mostly body language, saying that these people are divorced, even though they don't say it in black and white.
Well, if they're separate, it's not really divorced.
Separated.
Well, yeah, going like a shaky separation.
Right. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna do a separation, but the acting was pretty well done. I gotta admit, the acting was pretty well done. Samuel L. Jackson did an amazing job as Mr. Glass.
He has that perfect combination of menace and vulnerability and
sophistication.
And there are moments where you feel sorry for him, and then there are moments where you're scared of him, especially at the end when you find out he's the orchestrator of all the terrible things that have happened around around Philadelphia, trying to find this Superman of his.
Right. Let's see. What else can I say about this movie? I like how Bruce Willis's character initially is not accepting that he is this kind of superhero.
He refuses to believe it.
Right.
Until the weight scene.
Until the
weightlifting scene. That's where he finds out, I'm lifting 350 pounds. How am I not breaking apart right now?
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's when he starts to realize that, he doesn't have super strength, but like I said, because his bone density is near perfection, he cannot, his bones will never, snap in half.
Right.
That doesn't make him superhuman,
No,
everyone.
That's true.
It makes him kind of sort of indestructible.
Right.
The scene that really could have been hit or miss, that could have been a hit or a break, was the scene with the gun.
Oh, yeah.
The gun. Great.
When the son points the gun at him.
Such a tense-filled scene.
Oh, my God. That was so tense.
Oh, man. That's a great scene.
When the son pointed the gun at him, I was like, oh, my God. Is he going to pull the trigger?
Yeah. I think that if he would have pulled the trigger, I think that...
that would have sold it. Probably.
Two things: either he would have killed him, or he would have found a way to it would have not affected him.
Right.
I think it would not have affected him because of the indestructibleness of the thing. It's a gun. Who knows? But yeah, overall, Unbreakable. This is a really good movie. Really
underrated classic.
Very underrated classic. My overall grade, I'm gonna give it a solid. I'm gonna give it a solid 8 out of 10.
I would too.
Fix the dialogue. Tighten up a couple of things here and there. This thing could be at least a 9. But I'm gonna give it a solid 8 out of 10. I like this movie a lot.
Me too. It was very good.
Not a big Shyamalan fan.
Neither am I, but it was good.
Jackson and Willis put on great performances.
Definitely.
The story is intriguing and interesting.
Draws you in.
And it's a good deconstruction of the superhero genre.
Definitely.
Well, yeah, those are our thoughts on Unbreakable. Yep. Let me know yours in the comment sections below. Do you like it? Do you hate it? I want to know. Like this video and subscribe to the channel, and I'll check you back next time for more.
Peace.
Later.